Our state party gathers once a year, and with our nation so at risk, no year is more significant than this one. This is a time when we are so very proud to have some of the most progressive Democratic leaders in the country as part of our congressional delegation. And so very proud at how often and how strongly our congressional delegation supports our state party. Representing that commitment tonight, we're going to begin our program hearing words of welcome from our most esteemed senior senator, Ron Wyden. Ron has been leading the charge to stand up against the Trump administration's attacks on our democracy, our civil liberties, and our election system. We are so proud to see Ron on the national stage as one of the key people that prevented the repeal of the Affordable Care Act. And he has been shining a light on the GOP tax scam bill that was railroaded through Congress last year. Somehow during all that, he managed to hold 80 town halls across our state last year, earning him the Town Hall Project's MVP of 2017. Please welcome Senator Wyden.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much. So much. What an honor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. What an honor to be with you. And let's start off. Jean Atkins, the bionic woman everywhere for the Democratic Party. It's been wonderful catching up with so many folks in the room and reminiscing. I became Oregon's first Democrat in the United States Senate. In more than 30 years, Oregon now has 100% of its United States senators with my friend Jeff Merkley. Thank you for making that possible. Now, I don't know what Jean has put in the water tonight, but I can tell people are pretty darn excited. She told me I was supposed to work you up into a frenzy of excitement, but it doesn't sound like it's going to take any work at all on that. But I want to make one point. A lot of people are saying the blue wave is coming. Wayne Morris would say, a lot of potential for that blue wave. But what we've got to do is roll up our sleeves, put in the sweat equity to get the job done. And let me just tell you some of what we got to get the word out. Donald Trump has tried to hit health care with a wrecking ball. We aren't going to let him do it. That's what the election is all about. We believe health care is a basic human right. He believes we ought to be able to sell junk insurance in America, where you take away consumer protections and allow the insurance companies to beat the stuffing out of those with pre-existing conditions. Let me tell you something. As long as I am the ranking member on the Senate Finance Committee, it isn't going to happen. We know what Donald Trump, and I heard there was a guy named Scott Pruitt, has something to do with the environment, that kind of thing. They want to roll back the protections for our land and our air and our water. Let me tell you something. What this election's going to be all about is we aren't going to let them take our treasures. We aren't going to let them have policies when folks would be out at Haystack Rock and looking at oil derricks. It's not going to happen on our watch. And we want everybody to know this election season that we think the greatness of America is equal rights for every single person. Equal rights. These folks don't even want equal rights when it helps to protect national security. And I'll tell you, as the first member of the United States Senate who came out for marriage equality, back then I said, if you don't like gay marriage, don't get one. I am so proud of the Oregon Democratic Party for being the first party in the country to come out for marriage equality. Thank you. We are so fortunate to have Democratic stars that are going to help us shine a bright path to victory this November. We'll hear from Secretary Castro, a shining star. But I'll tell you, it doesn't get much brighter than our governor, Kate Brown. And we are so pleased to see that in January, we are going to have Val Hoyle in statewide office. And I'll just close with this. We've always been a team, and we've had to be, because the fact is, we're a long way from Washington, D.C., and today we're up against super PACs and up against citizens' lobby. And by the way, when we take over the White House and we take over the Congress, that's the end of the citizens' lobby. That's the end. That will be the end of Citizens United, and we have a fair system of financing elections. And I'll simply close by way of saying that to preserve our progressive state and contribute to restoring our country's path, it's going to take a team effort, whether it's Secretary Castro, whether it's Kate Brown with Jeff Merkley, all of our wonderful candidates. And I want you to know what an extraordinary honor it is for me to be able to be a part of your team. Thanks very much.